12 years ago, Inception shocked the entire world when Christopher Nolan released it. Even today, many viewers still believe that Inception only contains 3 dream levels and limbo, but that's actually not the case. After watching the movie more than 10 times, you'll notice that hidden between those dream layers is a 4th dream level, and the film clearly hints at this idea multiple times. Now let's look back at this masterpiece together. Dom's profession is a dream thief. His job is to infiltrate other people's dreams and steal corporate secrets. Years earlier, the extraordinarily talented Dom and his wife had been researching dreams together, even going so far as to create an entire world. They stayed in that world for 50 years, and over time, they gradually lost the ability to distinguish dreams from reality because he missed their children in the real world. Dom planted an idea deep in his wife's mind that they were actually still in a dream. By lying down on the railroad tracks and committing suicide, they returned to reality. However, that idea still lingered in her mind. She believed that she and Dom were still inside a dream. In order for both of them to return to the real world, on their wedding anniversary, she staged a fake crime scene. She also notified her lawyer in advance, claiming that Dom intended to harm her, and then she jumped off the building and committed suicide right in front of him. After this incident, Dom became a wanted fugitive and began living a life on the run. At the same time, his wife became a projection in his dreams, frequently appearing and sabotaging his plans. One day, Dom and his partner are stealing secrets from the energy tycoon Saito. His wife appears again and even captures his partner Arthur. At this moment, Saito already realizes that he is inside a dream. In order to force Dom to reveal the name of his employer, his wife shoots one of his companions. Even though this is a dream, the pain a person feels is completely real. To spare his partner from suffering, Dom decisively shoots and kills him. After Arthur wakes up, he immediately throws Dom into the bathtub because the sensation of falling can also wake someone from a dream. Once awake, Saito and Dom find themselves in the same room, and they quickly overpower him. With his life threat, Saito prepares to reveal his secret. But when he touches the carpet he hates the most, he realizes that he is still inside a dream. Seeing that the plan has failed and that Saito could wake up at any moment, Dom and his team decisively abandon the mission and retreat. Just as they are about to escape by helicopter, they discover that Saito has already been waiting for them. Someone on the team had betrayed them and exposed their location. Saito greatly admires Dom's ability as a dream thief. He asks Dom to help him accomplish a task. The target is his business rival, an elderly man who is terminally ill. The man's son, Robert Fisher, is about to inherit the company. If they can implant the idea of dissolving his father's business empire into his mind, Saito will be able to monopolize the entire industry. As a reward, he promises to use his influence to clear Dom's status as a wanted fugitive, allowing him to return home and reunite with his children. And just like that, the partnership is formed. To complete the mission, Dom begins assembling a new team. His father-in-law introduces him to a dream architect even more talented than himself, Ariadne. During their first meeting, Dom is immediately impressed by her abilities. The moment she enters the dream world, she can fold space at will according to her imagination. She can also instantly construct any building anywhere. However, she doesn't yet understand many of the finer details of dream architecture, so Dom carefully teaches her. He tells her that when designing dreams, she must never recreate places from her memories. She has to create entirely new environments. Otherwise, she could become lost in the dream and lose the ability to distinguish between dreams and reality. It's also important to note that 1 minute in the real world equals 1 hour in the first level of the dream, which equals an entire day in the second level. To wake up from a dream, a person must die or experience a falling sensation. And the way to distinguish dreams from reality is by using a totem. If the spinning top keeps spinning, it means you're still in a dream. If it falls over, you're in reality. Soon, Dom gathers the remaining members of the team. The point man, Arthur, is responsible for collecting all information about the target. The forger, Eames, can disguise himself as anyone within a dream and assist Dom in completing the mission. The chemist, Yusuf, mixes special sedatives that make the dream more stable and long-lasting. After discussion, they decide to use the architect's boundless imagination to create an unprecedented 3-layer dream. Because Fisher has a very strained relationship with his father and has never gained his approval for many years, in the first layer of the dream, they plan to start by manipulating the relationship between father and son. The forger, Eames, will disguise himself as Fisher's uncle and hint that his father left him a will. The contents of the will supposedly instruct Fisher to dissolve his father's business empire. Then, in the second dream layer, they will plant this idea deeper into Fisher's subconscious, turning it into the desire to start his own business. Finally, in the third dream layer, Fisher will personally discover the will himself. This will make him believe believe everything is real, and the will's message will be that his father never wanted him to follow the same path, but instead hoped he would live his own life. At this moment, Fisher's father suddenly dies. Fisher is about to return from Los Angeles to attend the funeral and inherit the company. This dream infiltration will take at least 10 hours, and to ensure they won't be disturbed,
I bought the yellow. It seemed neat.
once the airplane takes off, Dom secretly mixes sleeping pills into the water and lets Fisher drink it. The dream heist officially begins. In the first dream layer, they encounter an accident almost immediately after approaching Fisher. A train suddenly appears in the middle of the city, followed by a large group of armed men who begin firing at Dom and his team. It turns out Fisher had previously received training to resist dream infiltration. These armed men are projections of his subconscious defense system. When they finally escape the scene, they discover that Saito has been seriously wounded. The others prepare to shoot Saito so he can wake up from the dream. But at that moment, Dom reveals a shocking secret. Because this is an unprecedented 3-layer dream, the chemist injected everyone with sedatives far stronger than usual to maintain stability. If someone dies inside the dream, their consciousness will fall into limbo, where they will be trapped forever. The only way out now is to keep going and complete the mission. At that moment, the forger disguises himself as Fisher's uncle and hints during their conversation that his father's will is hidden inside a safe. Afterward, Dom leaves the chemist behind in the first dream layer to ensure that everyone can fall at the same time when the moment comes. Then he leads the others into the second dream layer. Here, the forger appears as a beautiful woman, while Dom stages a thief catching a thief act. He claims to be Fisher's security chief and says that someone is currently trying to infiltrate Fisher's dreams. He cleverly uses the chaos caused by the chemist being chased by subconscious projections in the first dream layer. This leads Fisher to begin doubting whether he is actually in reality or inside someone else's dream. Dom then takes Fisher away and designs a plan to eliminate Fisher's subconscious defenses in the second layer. Step by step, under Dom's guidance, Fisher gradually begins to suspect his Uncle Peter. When Uncle Peter appears in front of him, Fisher completely believes everything Dom has said. But it's important to note that at this moment, Uncle Peter is merely a projection of Fisher's subconscious. To find out what his uncle's real intentions are and what exactly the will contains, Fisher decides, following Dom's suggestion, to enter his uncle's dream. Arthur stays behind in this layer to fight off Fisher's subconscious defenses and ensure everyone can fall at the same time. The rest of the team enters the third dream layer, where Fisher's subconscious defense system is incredibly powerful. Meanwhile, in the first dream layer, the chemist is already in extreme danger under Fisher's defensive projections. If they die, everyone's consciousness will fall into limbo and never wake up. To prevent this from happening, the chemist reluctantly follows their prior agreement and plays music as a signal to everyone. Next, he plans to drive the car into the lake to create the falling sensation that will wake them all up. In other words, there are only 10 seconds left in the first dream layer and only 3 minutes left in the second dream layer. Arthur ties everyone together with a rope and moves them toward the elevator. Meanwhile, the people in the third dream layer only have 1 hour left, and their battle with Fisher's defense system triggers an avalanche. They split into 2 teams. The forger draws the enemy's fire. Dom provides sniper cover from a distance, while Fisher enters the building through a pipeline. Just as he's about to open the safe door, a figure suddenly appears. It is Dom's nightmare projection, his wife, who immediately shoots Fisher dead. Dom and the others rush to the scene, and now we reach the most crucial point. Tens of millions of viewers believe that Dom and the architect went into limbo to rescue Fisher. But earlier in the first dream layer, when Saito was seriously injured, the chemist had clearly stated that because the sedative was so powerful, dying in the dream would not wake someone up in reality. It would only send them into limbo. Dom and the architect never died, which means the place they went to could not have been limbo. Then the architect says something important.
We just have to follow Fisher down there.
Not enough time.
No, but there will be enough time down there. And we will find him. We can give him his own kick down below.
As everyone knows, if you fall in a lower dream layer, you return to the previous dream layer. This line appears many times throughout the film, which strongly suggests one conclusion. Between the third dream layer and limbo, there must exist a fourth dream layer. After that, Dom and the architect enter the fourth dream layer and find Fisher. The architect and Fisher then return to the third layer through a falling sensation. If this place had been limbo, they would have needed to commit suicide to leave, not simply fall. This once again proves that the place they entered was the fourth dream layer, not limbo. Dom Dom then finds his wife and finally tells her the truth about what happened years ago. It was he who planted the idea in her mind, which eventually led her to jump off the building in real life. Now he realizes that what stands before him is only a shadow of his wife. After saying everything, he finally lets her go and ends it for good. Meanwhile, in the third dream layer, the awakened Fisher opens the final safe and sees his dying father. He learns that his father had always believed in him. Inside the safe, he finds the will and a pinwheel, symbolizing his father's wish that he live a life different from his own. Fisher is overwhelmed with grief. Seeing that the timing is perfect, the forger detonates the explosives. The third dream layer begins to collapse, while at the same time the second dream layer begins falling inside the elevator. Meanwhile, in the first dream layer, the chemist's car plunges into the lake. Everyone wakes up, except Dom and Saito. After climbing ashore, Fisher tells the disguised uncle that he will honor his father's final wish and dissolve the company. He wants to live for himself. With that, the dream heist is perfectly completed. At this moment, Dom has drowned in the water. Only now does he truly arrive in limbo. There, he encounters the elderly Saito, which connects directly to the scene at the beginning of the film. Since Saito had already died earlier in the third dream layer, and because time moves extremely fast across dream layers, he has aged into an old man. Now Dom can no longer distinguish between dream and reality. Only when he sees the spinning top rotating endlessly on the table does he realize he is still dreaming. He helps Saito remember everything and convinces him to return with him. In the next moment, Dom and Saito finally wake up on the airplane. Saito also keeps his promise. Before Dom leaves the plane, he makes a phone call that restores Dom's freedom. After years of running, Dom finally reunites with his children. The film ends. It has now been 12 years since its release. Ever since then, viewers have continued debating whether Dom is in a dream or reality at the end of the movie. In fact, the answer has been there all along. When Dom returns home, he spins the top again to confirm whether he is still dreaming. From the way the top begins to wobble, we can tell that Dom has truly returned to the real world. If you observe carefully, you'll notice that every time Dom appears in a dream throughout the film, he is wearing his wedding ring. But when he finally returns home, it's clear that he is not wearing the ring. Throughout the movie, Dom sees his children several times, but each time he can only see their backs. Only this time does he finally see their faces, and they have clearly grown older than in his memories. After all, Dom has been on the run for years, so it makes sense that his children would have grown. All of these clues strongly indicate that Dom has indeed returned to the real world rather than remaining in a dream.